So I think that the announcement today is really game-changing. I'm so happy that you did it, that Snowflake drove this innovation, and I think this is completely game-changing.
Is Snowflake stock going to keep melting? Or is this 33% drop year to date an opportunity for investors to buy? I've been telling you about the different phases of AI, with phase one really being that infrastructure phase, which benefits companies primarily like Nvidia. But which stocks should you buy now to capture that next phase of generative AI growth? Phase two is all about data. LLMs are part of that infrastructure built by Nvidia, but these large language models need data to be utilized. Did you know that Snowflake and Nvidia are partnering to make this come to life? Today, I'll break down Snowflake stock, its recent developments in AI, its partnership with Nvidia, which includes some jaw-dropping commentary from founder and CEO of Nvidia, Jensen Huang. We'll also look at fundamental and technical analysis, and I'll tell you if I think Snowflake is a buy now.
The announcement we're about to make together is just so important. It's one of the most important technologies we work on. First, I want to say, you said earlier, Cortex AI has an amazing team. We've been working with Cortex AI. You have an amazing AI team. It is truly world-class.
Now, you probably know that Snowflake has a lot of haters. Would Jensen Huang come on here and say that Snowflake has an amazing AI team if he didn't mean it? Is he lying?
We used to see that the world was moving at Moore's Law rate. AI is moving at much faster than Moore's Law rate. Not 2x every 2 years, but 2x every 6 months.
Yep. In technology revolution, true mass adoption happens once things become easy. When things go from the hands of the chosen few to the hands of many. And with the AI Data Cloud, it's never been easier to understand, easier to build, easier to reinvent. We're doing that work for you. And the next 10 years are going to drive so much innovation that they will dwarf what's been done over the last 20, even 30 years.
Did you hear that? The next 10 years are going to dwarf what we've experienced from technology in the last 20 or even 30 years. This is a tremendous opportunity for investors to profit in their portfolios.
The Snowflake AI Data Cloud has exploded over the last 10 years because of what you're all building and connecting on our platform. We have thousands of customers exchanging information every single day on the AI Data Cloud. The number of data sharing relationships and value created is enormous. And we're serving 5 billion queries every single day. That's almost the scale of the number of daily Google searches that happen on the planet. Think about that, Google searches. And we're handling massive workloads from the biggest companies. There are 200 trillion rows in our largest customer table.
I'm not sure if I can even comprehend that. Maybe you can, but 200 trillion rows of data.
I worked in data all my life. I grew up in a very STEMmy neighborhood in Bangalore. Science was thought to be the true way forward. I did the only other natural thing. I got a PhD in databases from Brown University. And then I worked on query processing at Bell Labs for quite a few years before getting the startup bug and working on an analytics firm in the dot-com era. Not one quite as well known or as successful as Snowflake, but a good experience nonetheless. I then spent a very long chapter building and leading the ads business at Google, where I learned what it requires to combine technology, customer utility, and amazing people to create an industry-leading business.
Let's get one thing straight. Frank Slootman, he's the man. But I will say that Ramaswamy, he definitely is the guy for the job to take Snowflake to the next level. When you think of generative AI, you think of his history, his education, his experience. He was the king of Google search. If anybody can get this job done, it's him.
There's no company in the world that is more focused on combining great technology with customer utility than Snowflake. It's easy to deliver a disjointed set of services and tools for every job. Just keep shipping all manners of things and leave the hard job of integration to you. At Snowflake, we don't do that. And over the past several years, we have made major foundational investments to support much broader use cases that you've been asking us for. And what does this mean for all of you? At the core of the AI Data Cloud is, of course, data. And we have expanded the universe of data that Snowflake can operate on.
Now, this goes for both Snowflake and Palantir. And just to let you know, I'm bullish and I own both of those stocks. Both companies have really taken their game to the next level when you think of AI. For example, Snowflake is no longer just about database and data warehousing. Snowflake is now a true data platform, especially with some of these recent announcements. This is one of those organizations that will allow enterprises, other companies, to utilize generative AI in a meaningful way. Now, what do I mean by that exactly? Now, both Snowflake and Palantir, they're going to allow customers to take that phase one, the infrastructure phase, the LLM, and connect it to a company's data. So it's not just about having the data already and having quality data, because remember, garbage in, garbage out. Both of these companies already help with that, but now they're taking it to the next level and integrating phase one with phase two.
We've connected every silo of data that your business cares about, whether it's internal or external, and we have provided the ability to discover, access, and collaborate across your ecosystem. And to complement this data foundation, we have delivered Cortex AI, our fully managed service that puts generative AI into the hands of every Snowflake user. And then leveraging this intelligent and connected core, you can build and run modern applications of the kind that are not even possible in the traditional SaaS model of building software on the cloud. And over 1,000 of these applications are already running inside the AI Data Cloud, and 160 of these are available in the Snowflake marketplace. Every person in your organization, from sales to marketing to finance, can use apps that deliver data to them through conversation, not code.
So again, this is about conversational data, generative AI, being able to speak to your data and have your data talk to you in a meaningful way. This increases effectiveness, efficiency, productivity, and can be used across the board in an organization, not only internally, but also externally. Just to provide some more insight and a visual, here are all the different things that you can do with Snowflake. This is about creating a flywheel for your company's data. And Snowflake has been very strategic with its acquisitions to get to this point. In fact, Ramaswamy came from an acquisition with a company called Nvidia. And this right here is the money slide. This goes back to fiscal year 16. Very simplistic. You're talking about cloud data warehousing and Amazon Web Services. Look at the advancements to today. Accelerating delivery now with Cortex AI and all of these different tools and functionalities to help a customer, not only with data warehousing, but managing data and making use of the data and connecting that data to generative AI. Just look at the amount of data. This is the AI Data Cloud growth from 2020 to 2024. Very impressive. And of course, the partner ecosystem is absolutely massive. You got all the mega scalers like Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, also the big implementers like Accenture, Deloitte, Capgemini. You see companies on here like Salesforce, Infosys, Zoom Info, and many more. And of course, proven by thousands of customers. You've got PepsiCo on here, Logitech, Adobe, DoorDash, 2K, Honeywell, Kraft Heinz, Square, and many others.
And I'm delighted to be making this commitment to open catalog interfaces to deliver interoperability with AWS, Google Cloud, Azure, and many other industry leaders.
Snowflake is well positioned. It's well partnered. You saw the mega scalers on that list. Did you notice Confluent was on there too?
It takes a village, and that's why we have partnerships with all the leading industry leaders. Within our Cortex AI managed service, we have already given you access to many industry leading models. You can use models from Google, Meta, Mistral AI, Nvidia, Raycon, or of course, our own Snowflake Arctic models, which have been optimized to deliver cost efficiency for enterprise use case. And as new models emerge, we will be making them available to you fully managed. You can also access Snowflake Arctic via your model garden or catalog of choice from AWS, Microsoft Azure AI, Nvidia, and many, many others.
Now, there's no question that Gen AI is top of mind for most C-level executives. I worked in software for over a decade, and I can tell you this is a game changer, absolutely a game changer when you can take your data and make use of this data in such a meaningful and powerful way. Let's hear more about this from Ramaswamy and a couple of success stories.
Over the past year, I've met with over 200 customers. And the number one topic that comes up in these meetings is how we, Snowflake, can help with AI. Why do we think this is top of mind for every enterprise leader? AI is opening up enormous possibilities because for the first time, every person in the organization can talk to their data in fluid, natural language. And in just a few years, the norm is going to be that we're going to be able to tell every app what we want and it's going to understand us. But here's the issue. The bar for AI in the enterprise is much higher than that for consumer use. It has to be reliable. It has to be trustworthy. And while at one hand, it's tremendously exciting to contemplate the possibilities that AI creates, it's It's also scary because consumer AI is not ready for business use case. It's not good enough for your customers to get the right answer to their support question half the time. And yet, that's where consumer AI is.
So this part here is critical. He's talking about your data and the security of your data. The traditional method here would be to take your data and to extract it. And that, of course, is a huge risk to a company's data. But what's a better solution? What if you brought that processing to the data? Stay tuned because Ramaswamy and Jensen Huang are going to talk about this with a huge announcement with the partnership.
So the most pressing problems that you have to confront are, how can I harness my AI and my data to evolve my business? How do I avoid vendor lock-in? How do I get access to all the data I need to drive AI while also protecting my privacy and security? How do I find and hire the skill set that my enterprise needs? And most of all, how do I manage the cost of AI? This, especially the last question, comes up in every conversation. People look at demos, say it looks great, but they say, I want to make sure that I'm getting my money's worth before I go and invest millions, if not tens of millions, into AI. Every rational business leader should ask that question. Of course, I do. And that's where Snowflake comes in. We are pioneering the era of enterprise AI. It's easy, it's efficient, it is trusted. So how is Snowflake making this happen? First, data, particularly unstructured data, is the foundation of AI. And we know data, and we know enterprise requirements. We have an amazing engineering team of thousands of people across the globe that understand what it takes to build an enterprise-grade platform. To complement that data foundation, we have assembled one of the leading AI research teams in the industry. Our AI research team brings together hundreds of engineers in the 6 key disciplines required to deliver enterprise AI. The engineers leading these teams are responsible for seminal contributions to their fields.
So earlier in the intro, when Jensen Huang talked about how Snowflake has an amazing AI team, this is exactly what he's talking about.
Snowflake's promise of efficiency is rooted in our understanding that AI can't really have a blank check in the enterprise. And we all know what happens to blank checks. The accountants come calling in a year. And I hear consistently from my customer conversation that Snowflake delivers the best return on investment of any data platform because we dramatically lower the total cost of ownership, that we continuously improve price performance, and that we help people unlock new revenue streams. Companies like Pfizer were able to reduce their TCO by 57% by migrating onto Snowflake. And we are applying that exact same approach to AI. And there's nothing more rewarding than your customers validating that relentless focus on ease, performance, and efficiency.
This is where the game starts to change for Snowflake. And this is a fairly new product called Cortex AI. Snowflake's new intelligent, fully managed service that enables organizations to quickly analyze data and build AI applications, all within Snowflake. This is huge. As part of Snowflake Cortex, users of all skill sets have access to industry-leading AI models, LLMs, that infrastructure that we're talking about, and vector search functionality, as well as complete LLM-powered experiences. These innovations enable all Snowflake users to securely tap into the power of Gen AI and unlock dynamic insights with their enterprise data, regardless of their technical expertise. This is simplifying the ability to take that infrastructure phase and make it come to life. Phase 2 of generative AI.
As a product person at heart, it's been incredible to see what partners are already building using Cortex AI. The magic unlock of AI is being able to interact with our computers, with software in fluid, natural language. Our partner Coda is already making this a reality. With Coda Brain, any business user can ask questions of their enterprise structured or unstructured data like documents, and they can get results that an enterprise user can trust. In this example, Coda Brain uses Cortex AI to generate an accurate response about project milestones based on internal documents. It also tells us where the answer is coming from. And depending on a user's permission, it can give different responses to protect sensitive information. Like, I don't know, maybe who's getting promoted. And Coda Brain can return full data results to answer classic business questions without any SQL skills. This means business users have the data and the visuals they need to walk into any meeting. AI-driven reinvention is happening across industries. We are working with you, our customers, and our partners to pioneer the future of your industry. Many of these examples are already in production at large scale. Deloitte Germany has developed a copilot in their smart factory data platform targeted at understanding production anomalies. This copilot gives joint customers a guided research experience to use historical incident data to resolve issues in operations. Accenture has built a clinical study insight generation assistant. This solution enables researchers to take advantage of prior research and their proprietary data to accelerate their clinical studies, thus getting new medicines to patients faster. EY has enhanced their insurance insights platform to summarize infer sentiment and generate confirmation emails from claim center calls. This is increasing both adjuster productivity and effectiveness and customer net promoter score. The list goes on and on. Our investments in the platform and in the ecosystem means that we are delivering incredible value today while also future-proofing. The AI Data Cloud gives you access to the most innovative models and applications emerging in the ecosystem, available within your enterprise data foundation and managed and made efficient for you.
All right, get your popcorn ready. This is the best part of the video. This is the CEO of Snowflake, Ramaswamy, having a conversation with founder and CEO of Nvidia, Jensen Huang.
No company is more synonymous with AI than Nvidia. Together, Snowflake and Nvidia are helping enterprises turn generative AI from an aspiration to a reality. Nvidia is underpinning many of our partner solutions and Snowflake Cortex AI itself. Not only that, we are collaborating to make data processing both cheaper and faster with accelerated computing. We are very fortunate to be joined here today, live from Taipei, founder and CEO of Nvidia, Jensen Huang.
Great to see you.
Jensen, it's great to have you back at Summit. Last year, you said we are in the midst of the biggest computing revolution the world has ever seen. It's been incredible to see how quickly things have been moving since then. What do you think?
Now, last year, Jensen Huang joined former CEO Frank Slootman. And if you follow the channel, you probably saw this clip.
Sarah, there's a reason that everybody is in Snowflake. There's a reason for that, because this is the safest, best place to store your data, to process your data. And so for everybody who's in Snowflake, we are your best answer. And for the very first time, if you data warehouse, we're going to connect an AI factory next to it. And you're going to be producing intelligence, the most valuable commodity the world's ever produced. You are sitting on a gold mine of natural resources, your company's data, proprietary data. We're now going to connect it to an AI engine. And you're going to, on the other end of that, is just intelligence spewing out every single day. Unbelievable amounts of intelligence coming out the other end, even while you sleep. This is the best thing ever. So if you're a Snowflake customer, as many are, Frank and I are going to help you turn your data into intelligence.
Yeah, first of all, I wish I could be there with you live, because the announcement we're about to make together is just so important, and it's one of the most important technologies we work on. First, I want to say, you said earlier, Cortex AI has an amazing team. We've been working with Cortex AI. You have an amazing AI team. It is truly world class. I'm here in Taiwan because we're at the beginning of a new era in computing. AI infrastructure, the computing infrastructure of the world is really built here, and so I'm here to unite the ecosystem of all the companies, technology companies here, so that we can focus on creating the AI infrastructure for the new industrial revolution.
Thank you, Jensen. Just to hear you speak about the next industrial revolution and the impact that it can have is amazing. Shifting gears just ever so slightly, I want to talk about our partnership and how we are supporting customers together. You know this, NVIDIA's industry-leading accelerated computing is game-changing for our customers. And it's also been game-changing for Snowflake's own AI research team as we develop Snowflake Arctic. Our team built Arctic in just 3 months for only a few $1 million on incredibly efficient NVIDIA GPUs. And the Snowflake NVIDIA engineering collaboration helped reduce training time and improve efficiency. These allowed us to build state-of-the-art models for our community and our customers. What do you think, Jensen, especially as one of the early launch partners for Arctic?
Yeah, this is really a great achievement. First of all, you said something earlier that's really important. The fact of the matter is AI requires very large-scale computing, and we should do it as quickly, which translates directly to as cost-effectively as possible. The less time that you have to rent the infrastructure, the lower the cost. The more iterations you could train your models, the sooner you can get to market. The technology is moving so fast. Time to market is everything. You could either be time to market with a groundbreaking new achievement, or you could be second to market that makes an incrementally better achievement. And so time to market is vitally important. Efficiency is vitally important. Cost is really important. And in every single case, the training time is vitally important. The work in getting training time performance down, of course, getting performance up and training time down has everything to do with the infrastructure, how it's managed, but a lot of it has to do with the training software, the entire stack that it takes to be able to train these incredibly large models across a very large number of processors. And so the achievement that we had is really terrific. When that's done, remember one of the things that's happening here, we used to call it inference, and it's truly, it's inference, but inference is for most people, thinking about presenting something to an AI and having the AI make some prediction. What's really happening here is that we're now in the era of generative AI, where the AI model is generating tokens.
In the late 1890s, Nikola Tesla invented an AC generator. We invented an AI generator. The AC generator generated electrons. NVIDIA's AI generator generates tokens. Both of these things have large market opportunities. It's completely fungible in almost every industry. And that's why it's a new industrial revolution.
We want to generate those tokens as quickly as possible so that the interactivity and the experience is good, but also you want to generate it quickly so that the cost could be down. And so rate of generation is really important. And we've had the good pleasure of working with your team to integrate TensorRT LLM, which is really a revolutionary runtime for token generation.
That's right. The collaboration between the teams has been just fabulous to watch, both in training as well as inference. We've also partnered to bring accelerated computing directly to the Snowflake platform. Cortex AI, our fully managed service that helps enterprises democratize generative AI, runs only on NVIDIA accelerated compute. Snowpark Container Services, which allows customers to develop secure custom AI solutions, is also accelerated by NVIDIA chips. And of course, we wouldn't be here if we didn't have a big new announcement to share.
All right, here is the huge announcement, and this is a game changer. I'll explain why later.
I am thrilled to announce that Snowflake has adopted NVIDIA AI enterprise software to integrate NeMo retriever microservices, which are great for search into Cortex AI so that business users can efficiently build and leverage bespoke AI-powered applications. I think this is incredible news. Thank you, Jensen. What excites you most about bringing accelerated compute to our customers?
Yeah, this is really a very... When you take a step back, this is a profound announcement in a couple of different ways. So the first thing is NeMo Retriever. NeMo Retriever is a semantic query library. It does the embedding of your data. The most important asset of a company is its proprietary data, and it sits on Snowflake. And so it's your most treasured resource. We now have the ability to help you embed that, index that, search that, rank that, and in a very simple way, connect extremely large and proprietary data directly to your ability to chat with it. And of course, once you can chat with it, you can connect it to a whole bunch of other microservices and other AIs that you're developing in your company. NeMo Retriever is a compute engine that is years in the making and hundreds of engineers so that we could process enormous amounts of data. The second thing that you said is really important because
earlier we talked about bringing the processing power to the data. Listen to this.
For the very first time, we're bringing high-performance computing, accelerated computing, and generative AI computing to the data. You know, back in the old days, we have a computer and we would retrieve data from storage and we move it over to the network and we do the computation in the computer. We move data to computer. But as you know, the data has become so gigantic, and some of the statistics that you were talking about earlier is kind of mind-blowing. The amount of data that companies have in Snowflake is so gigantic, you can't move that somewhere else to do the processing. It's a lot easier to just move the computing to the data. And now that NVIDIA accelerated computing and generative AI computing is in every single cloud and the same place where Snowflake is, to be able to do the processing right there on Cortex AI is completely revolutionary. The amount of data movement cost and, just the time it takes, the cost it takes, and whatever security concerns that you have is now taken away. This is just a big, big deal.
I couldn't agree more. Earlier I talked about a table with 200 trillion rows, and now trying to shift that over somewhere else to do something, that's really not a thing. And that's where this collaboration really comes in. Of course, what's been exciting about our partnership is what customers have been able to accomplish. I have lots of examples. One particular one is from Siemens Energy, who built a RAG-based chatbot for technical teams around the world to search and ask questions about 700,000 pages of R&D documents. And this was built using Cortex AI, of course, with NVIDIA GPUs and a Streamlit frontend. And this is just one example of a massive productivity boost from AI. And we're seeing many use cases like this across the the industry. Broadly, Jensen, what trends are you seeing in terms of AI applications? Where are people getting value?
Of course, one of the most important use cases is customer service. In just about every single company, every single industry, there's some customer, either internal customer, employees, or external customers, whether it's telco customers or financial services or health services or whatever. All these large industries have just a massive amount of queries that come in related to customer service. For the very first time, you can connect that up to a automated and AI generative agent. Now, the important thing, of course, with generative AI is you could automate and improve the customer service and the engagement with employees and customers. But very importantly, you connect your company into a flywheel because, of course, the most important thing you treasure in your company is knowledge of your business, knowledge of your customers, knowledge of yourself. That is all encoded in, captured in our data. And so one of the things that's really going to be very important here is that once we connect the world to this flywheel, the amount of data that we're going to have to load into Snowflake is going to grow quite exponentially. It's already growing exponentially. It's probably going to get turbocharged because of generative AI. And having Cortex AI right next to that data is going to help customers, help all of your customers, all of our customers do their processing, engage generative AI, and drive down their cost.
That's amazing. Well, certainly, there's no shortage of opportunity. Before we wrap up, I am sure our audience here would appreciate some wisdom from you around how they can get started with enterprise AI. What advice would you have for them?
We want to make sure that all of the business processes in our company are captured and coded into the DNA of our company. And so you really want to take all of the most important business processes, all of the most important things that you do, and connect it into a flywheel so that you can capture that in data. Every single one of these generative AI experiences transforms into a flywheel. That flywheel captures data. You put that in Snowflake. You process that in Cortex AI. You turn that into your company's AI, which then drives the flywheel even further. And so I think that the announcement today is really game changing. I'm so happy that you did it. I'm so happy that Snowflake drove this innovation, and I think this is completely game changing.
That's amazing to hear. Thank you so much, Jensen. Thank you for joining us, even while in Taipei. Folks, Jensen Huang.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Jensen.
So hopefully that helps you understand Snowflake better and the opportunity and that collaboration, that partnership with Nvidia. Next, we're going to look at valuation. We're going to look at a chart, and I'm going to tell you if I think the stock is a buy or not at these levels. Before I go on, if you want to be a better investor and content like this is helpful to you, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click that bell for notifications. And if this video was helpful, drop a like and drop a comment. I appreciate your support. Now, really quick, I want to show you a clip from a Patreon exclusive video about a month ago. I think that, if you were to really be serious and say, Eric, what is Snowflake actually worth? Honestly, it's probably somewhere between $100 and $125 right now. So if you pay $155, you're paying that premium. If you pay $185, you're paying the premium. Bruh. Now, before you get too excited and jump to conclusions, hear me out. I'm bullish on Snowflake. I like the company, but it's had the perfect storm of issues. The earnings report wasn't all that great. Guidance wasn't all that great. Frank Slootman stepping down from CEO. Now we've got a new CEO. A lot of people love to invest in Snowflake because of Frank Slootman and his track record in companies like ServiceNow. And then we could talk about stock-based compensation and the fact that the stock was just insanely expensive when it came to market an IPO, and it's still not cheap. But you should see some of the data back from 2021. It's absolutely staggering. At one point, Snowflake, back in February of 2021, traded for over an 80x EV/NTM revenue. Now it's closer to 11. I'll show you more later. You've also seen headlines about a data breach at Snowflake. So tons of negative press. And ultimately, guys, the sentiment is just awful. So what is the valuation of Snowflake right now? So the current EV/NTM revenue, this is a multiple that we generally look at for cloud and SaaS. Remember that Snowflake is consumption-based, but we still compare it to these peers. 10.8x. And remember, this was over an 80 EV/NTM revenue back in February of 2021. This is a better company now with better numbers and way more products and opportunities, especially with generative AI. Rule of 40, 60%. Free cash flow, positive 27%. And the net dollar retention, 128%. Overall, these numbers are very solid. So is this an early Christmas present from Santa Claus, or is the stock headed lower? Let's take a closer look here. We'll also look at a chart. Snowflake down today about 2.35%, $127.60. Now the 52-week high, $237.72. 52-week low, $124.69, which was just a couple of days ago. And that market cap is $42.72 billion. And you can see it's down about 33% year to date. Over the past year, down 28.75%. If you look at a max chart all time, this went public on IPO September 2020, it's down almost 50%. And you can see the stock was almost $400 two different times. The end of 2020 and towards the end of 2021, we got in that $390 level. So 3 things that we've always said in the Fired Up Wealth community. Number 1, never pay up for the stock. $150 or less DCA, never over $150. Secondly, I tell most people they should avoid this stock altogether because it is hard to understand and it does carry more risk than other stocks. If you're looking for a momentum play, this is probably not your huckleberry. Number 3, if you are going to buy the stock, treat it as spec and don't go too heavy. But what about for long-term investing? Let's look at a chart. Now, if you like this sort of insight, join our private community. We have a Patreon Discord, and I share information like this with you every single day. Additionally, I've done hour-long deep dives. I've done several different presentations explaining the different phases of AI. I've also shared my entire portfolio with 60-plus stocks, which is focused on semiconductors and software and really capturing secular growth trends like Gen AI. Head to patreon.com/firedupwealth. We have a 7-day free trial. You've got nothing to lose. So we like to use dollar cost averaging in Fired Up Wealth. You can see it's starting to find some ground here on the S2 around $124.41. This Fibonacci S3 is closer to $111, and I think that is a possibility. What's interesting about that $111 mark, if you draw a straight line, this is basically a retest. This goes back to June of 2022, 2 years ago. And it's possible that the stock could wash out to that. Heck, you could even see Snowflake under $100. But I do think this $125 level is attractive to dollar cost average for long-term investors holding for 5 years or more. If this is helpful, make sure you subscribe to the channel, click that bell for notifications, drop a like, drop a comment. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.